Hello, welcome to the channel. So today we're going to review a very nice sling bag from Aer SF, a company based in San Francisco. The bag is called Aer Day Sling 2. It runs at $75 for the black camo version, so that's the version we're going to review today. And I'm just going to take you on an intro, dive into the product, how I use it on a daily basis, and give you my final LGR review. And for those of you who are new to the channel, LGR stands for Let's Get Real because got no time for fluff. So let's get right into the spiciness. Okay, so I'm going to go over two things first. And the first thing is, why I wanted to get a sling bag. And it all started with the idea of, okay, I have too many things in my pockets when I go out. So I have my hand sanitizer, I have my wallet, my phone, maybe a pen, maybe my car keys, maybe my house keys. So there were a lot of things I was always carrying and shoving in my, 4, 6, 7, 8 pockets. And I just got honestly tired of that. And because when I sat down, I would have all of these things sticking out of my pants. And when I walked, I'm like, okay, which pocket did I keep it in? So the idea was that I wanted something that was definitely smaller than a backpack because I'm not carrying a laptop or books, but also wanted something big enough to hold everything that I wanted to hold and not necessarily have a fanny pack that, back in the 80s or 90s when they were, more popular. So that's the why. For the brand, it's not something I've heard of before. So this is a new brand that I discovered along the way. So there we go. Alright, bear with me because I don't have a professional setup, but here's the bag in real life, right? It's pretty, got the black camo color. Here's the back, right? Design in SF. And you see there is 1, 2, 3 main pockets. And for this segment of the video, I'm just going to take you through each of these pockets, right? So here we go. So here we have the pocket. So this is designed to be on resting against your back. So this is the first initial pocket where I usually put, my cell phone, so my smartphone right in here because it's really easy to get to. The zipper is super easy. So the next compartment is the main compartment that I typically open if I'm not opening this pocket. So here we have tons of pockets inside, right? So you have a nice little label here. It's made of a corduroy fabric, which is really durable or supposed to be. So check out this space, right? You have this pocket here. You have another zip pocket right here, which is pretty big. And then within the same pocket here, there's like these little elastic sleeves here and here. And then of course you have this giant pocket right here, which later I'll show you how that works and what I put in it. So that's that pocket. So this zipper and this zipper are really easy, right? Really super easy to open. This one, oh man, this is the most outer pocket, as you can see. And this is a third main pocket. And here, these zippers are what really hard to open. Like, if you worry about a pickpocket person, forget about it. They're not getting into this pocket right here because these zippers maybe over time get looser, but they're like really stiff. Like I'm struggling a little bit here. But here inside you have the main pocket, right? And then you have these, again, these two elastic pockets right here. So I'm going to close this back up. Yeah, struggle bus right here. But basically this is how the bag comes, and I usually keep it in this formation. I keep these like that and like that. And then this also came with the bag, which is kind of cool. I kept it on because I think looks-wise is pretty snazzy. And then you have this belt, which is the thing that goes over your shoulder or what have you. And then here is the buckle. It's pretty sizable. It's made out of plastic. It's alright. does its job, but I typically just sling it over my head, but I do sometimes use this buckle. But yeah, so that's the first walk around. Next up, I'll show you what I put in there and how it actually looks when I wear it. Okay, so here is a look at all the stuff I managed to squeeze into the Day Sling 2 bag. Now this is typically, so this is 14 items, and this is the stuff I definitely would like to have while I'm outside for the day, not really coming home. So this is definitely not meant to be, you know, like an emergency go bag or anything like that. So right here we have 14 items. So I have a pen, my home keys, a flashlight, which is awesome. You could ask me what this is and I'll let you know, but it's a great little flashlight, which I recommend. Here is a power bank, which is super useful because you gotta recharge everything these days. My Apple smartphone charger, my car keys, my tissues, because you never know, hand sanitizer, thanks COVID. Have my wallet, right, which is not, it's pretty nice. It's like, it's by Belroy, and I've been using it for a couple years, so I do recommend that if you're ever looking for like a little wallet money holder. Band-aids, alcohol wipes, you know, Advil, Tylenol, things of that nature, just in case. I have my AirPods, and then a wired one, if and when, let's say, this dies, and then the power bank dies, and of course I'm thinking about traveling, you know, with this bag on a plane, whenever that happens. But usually I use my own headphones that are wired, so I could plug into the entertainment on the airplane. Also have Tide to Go. Can't go anywhere without this because that's a lifesaver, but that's probably a story for another video. But if you're looking to have something to get rid of stains in a quickie, that's your go-to. Then I have my mask sometimes when, you know, if I'm alone or back at home or wherever that I get to take off my mask, I get to shove it in there. So that's 14 items, and if I have a bonus one, I'll add like a little USB drive. I know I'm probably overdoing it, but for a USB drive, you never know. Transferring files would be super easy, but anyways, with AirDrop, you don't really need it, but good to have, especially with all this space. So now all of this can fit into that sling bag, and there's still plenty of room to fit more stuff. So on to the next section. I'll shove all this in there and show you how it looks. Alright, so I just put everything in this bad boy. So everything that was on the table is now in this bad boy. Alright, so working the same order, and I actually have a decoy phone, my old iPhone. So as you can see, first pocket, just the phone. It's an old 5S, check it out. So that's there. Super simple. And remember that this side is pretty much against you. So this is from the view of, let's say you have it right in front of you, you know, in the front of your chest or near your stomach. So here's the second pocket. So here is primarily where all the stuff is, right? So here's my car key, here's my wallet, hand sanitizer right here. So that's it for that pocket, and what I like to do is just even it up. So if I have stuff on this side, I'm going to move it in my next pocket. I'm going to move things into this section. So I have my tissues, I have the flashlight right here, and then in this elastic band I just have my AirPods, which I just want to protect from everything else. And then here I have my mask in this sort of larger arena. Got my keys, got my Tide pen, got my other pen in the same pocket, and then I also have my power bank right here. So as you can see, there's still plenty of room, right? It looks a little crowded, but everything is really easy to get to, and primarily the stuff that I access would be in this pocket right here. So that's that, right? And usually when I do open it, I just open it like this or like that, or I keep it the two zippers right here, and then I just really access that. Just use this single zipper. so. And there's this third pocket. I'm not gonna open it just because it's such a struggle to open. But I keep stuff that I barely reach for. So my wired headphones are in there as a backup, and the sort of first aid kit items are also in there, just because I don't, I probably won't access that, day in, day out, or every hour on the hour. So that's that. So you can see it's a little wide, right? But it's not too wide. And when you put this on your back, when you sling it over, you don't really notice it. And honestly, when you have everything in this bag, your pockets are so free. You could put your hands in your pockets, in your coat pocket, your jacket pocket. It's actually really freeing. So next up, I'm going to show you how I actually look when I wear this, and give you a little runway showcase. All right? Okay, so here we are. This is how it looks with the sling bag on. So you can see this is how I wear it. So I sling it over my left shoulder. So here it is, right? And then this is how I bring it back to the front, just like that. And then I can just access the bag really quick. See that? See how quick that was? It's awesome. So no more like fumbling through your pockets. And then when I'm done, I can just slide it back like so. A little one hand right here. And then this bag will be moved by this hand, going back and forth. Back and forth. See that? And this is how it looks like in the back. From the side, right? Pretty awesome, right? And here's from the other side view. And then here's the motion again. Just bring it to the front and open. So of course, the top, the middle zipper is the easiest access, followed by the one closest to you to get your phone. See that? It's pretty easy. The only thing that I would advise against is that you see that my vest here is a zipper, so there's nothing really obstructing. So if you have a jacket that's actually obstructing, like Velcro for instance, it does stick to the strap, which can be a little annoying, especially when you're doing this all day long. But what's worse is that I don't like the strap to get all frazzled from the Velcro, off and off and off. So that is something to be cautious of. But other than that, look at that. Super easy, huh? Super easy. And it's great. So one thing I do want to go over is that typically I don't unbuckle this. I sling it over my head to take it off. But if you do, what happens is that, check this out, if you unbuckle, it's kind of weird. You're doing this motion here, like, what do I do? Do I do this, right? I don't know if it's just me and I'm being silly, but that is actually quite difficult to do, as you can't see, but that is something to think about. But once it's on, it is fantastic, right? Like, I don't even know. And with all that stuff, with the 14 things in there, like this feels very light. Like, it's not bothersome at all. And this motion is great. You want to swing it over to sit down, you can do that, you can swing it back. And then one thing to note is that when you are riding a bicycle, or me, I ride bicycles and I ride a motorcycle, it's great. Like, you can access this really quick and flip it back. The other thing that I might add is that when you're kind of fidgeting, left and right as you do on a bicycle, it might shift a little bit, but it's not too much of a problem just to flick it back. But something for the company to think about, Aer SF, is maybe, and I've seen this on Chrome Industries, their bags, where they have like another kind of adapter that connects to the bag, but then it kind of almost crosses in this way, so it's nice and snug. I haven't tried it, but I'd imagine that'd be super helpful to like keep that bag in place while you're like cycling left and right. But otherwise, fantastic. Like, this motion and pockets, like, look, pockets, free pockets. It's awesome. So there you have it. That's pretty much my whole review. So the last couple of things I want to cover is shipping. So the items do ship from San Francisco Bay Area. So it took 2 days for it to ship out, and then it took an additional 4 days to arrive to where I am, which is New York City. So that took 4 days to go across the country. And I ordered it sometime in September. And secondly, when you read the description, it says 4.5 liters of, capacity, and that's great. But it didn't help because when I looked at a bunch of other competitors like Bellroy, the Aer City Sling, which is the smaller brother to this Day Sling 2, or the VR Raven Hip Pack, or the Moment Fanny Sling. And don't worry, I'll list this in the description, and of course show you some photos in this video before I end it. But yeah, it's hard because the capacity in liters differs bag to bag regardless of what number they put. So even if two bags have the same 5-liter capacity, depending on how they designed it and how the zippers actually work in real life, it doesn't necessarily mean they both hold the same amount of items. So keep that in mind. And if I wanted to do a quick pros and cons, so the pros, first off, is that it is exactly what I needed. I wanted stuff out of my pockets and into a very portable, minimal looking, good looking bag. And that's exactly what this sling does. It looks great, and when you wear it, it's pretty much not noticeable, and it keeps all my pockets free. Now, the cons is the Velcro situation. So if you have a jacket with Velcro on it, like my motorcycle jacket does, it does get caught on the strap and can frazzle. So consider that. And the other thing that I was a little bummed about was that it didn't fit any of the water bottles that I have. Okay, to be fair, my water bottles are huge. But my smallest one I was hoping to fit, but it just couldn't. And that would have been awesome for, an occasion where I was traveling and was out for the whole day and wanted to bring some water with me, and I could just shove it in this day sling. But this, I think with everything I already put in there, it's going to be hard unless I get some sort of really flexible water bottle. And then the final third thing, cons, is that when I'm on my motorcycle or bicycle, the back does fidget around a little bit, but not it's not like, oh my goodness, I can't handle it, but just something to keep in mind. And then finally, to close out on this final LGR review video, let's get real, is that my initial thoughts in 3 months in after buying the product, that this is a good product. The materials are good, it feels good, it does exactly what I want, and I recommend you buy it. So as far as I can tell, it's a great brand with a great product. And if you have any questions about this video, the product, how I'm doing, or whatever, let me know. Leave in the comments or email me, reach out to me somehow. And that's it. So one thing I do want to do before I end here is just go over some of the other slings I was considering. And I was looking at 3 primary ones, right? And the first one was the Bellroy Sling Bag. And there's 2, right? There's the mini one for 90 bucks and then the standard sling for 100 bucks. And they have a lot of colors, which is great. The second one I considered was the Aer City Sling, which is the smaller brother to the Day Sling 2, running at $75. But like the Day Sling 2, it only comes in black and gray with some limited collaborations that look a little cooler. On the 2 others, they also come in like a range of colors. So the first one would be the VR Raven Uvo Hip Pack. So they have 2, one medium, one large. So it goes medium for $55 and large for $65. And again, there's a bunch of colors you could choose from. And the final 4th one that I was considering or was on my short list was the Moment Fanny Sling. Probably not the best name, but for $60 and as of now $50 online, you can get it in a bunch of colors and it's around the same size. So these 4 shortlisted competitors, definitely made it on my list. But I ultimately went with the Day Sling 2 with Aer just because, one, the black camo one, and the size and capacity at the price point of $75. It just looked like a more fashionable and more functional bag than the others. But lo and behold, I haven't had a chance to review any of the other four. So maybe down the line when I can compare all five. But right now I'm really happy with the Aer Day Sling 2. All right, thanks everyone.